50th anniversary of the El Primero movement, we have created a very special box, especially exclusive, with the idea of emerging the owner of this box within the manufacturer. So you can see that we have recreated a watchmaker bench, so that emerge you directly to the manufacturer. In the center of this anniversary box, you have an high frequency chain, which is obviously the El Primero high frequency chain. This is also a red wire of all the watches that you will see in the tray, okay? Because obviously we are mastering high frequency since 1969, and the idea was to create a retrospective of each and every fraction of time that we are mastering and that we will master, because there is a specific empty space for special watches that we will create in the future. So you can maybe just come over here. We have created 3 special execution of watches with another red wire, which are the 3 color counters, which you can find in the A386 model from 1969, the very first one that has been equipped with the El Primero. It's a piece that we have in the tower over there. So you have fractions of time, the second, the tenth of a second, the hundredth of a second, and the thousandth of a second, which we will create in an horizon of 3 to 4 years. So you are the buyer or the interested client for this. You have 50 units available only. You cannot buy the watch separately. It's a cost of 50,000 Swiss, and then you get 3 different watches plus an entry ticket, let's call it like this, to get in priority the future watch that we will craft tomorrow, the thousandth of a second mechanically, based on the El Primero. All right. This is the first time that we do a pure revival of the famous A386. So only this watch is very attracting. First time we are recreating the dial, the hands. So it's really like the vintage one, the same proportion. This one is obviously the original El Primero. We call it fraction of time the second because it's indicating the second, even if it's beating at tenths. Then you will have another watches, a new Chronomaster. Basically the Chronomaster case where we had the black ceramic bezel. And this will be equipped with a new movement that we have called the El Primero 2. Because basically the starting point of this watch was, okay, we want to display now the tenths of a second. Okay? So if we do this, we have to invent a new movement. And if we do a new movement, then why not we improve or optimize the El Primero, the actual one, which we have already improved by the decades throughout the time. But it's a new modular movement that we have called El Primero 2. We will add the stop-second mechanism, we will increase the power reserve, and we have made it more efficient, reliable, robust, less components, less time to assemble, less time to set. So it's a real modular movement. So it will really optimize our production flow, and it will replace, step by step, in, I would say, an horizon of 5 to 10 years, the actual El Primero. But we remain respectful and faithful to the original in terms of aesthetics, in terms of test or technique, as much as we can. We will communicate more around this movement at Basel, right? And then the last one here, it's the hundredth of a second, so it's a Defy with the hundredth of a second display. It's the first time that we do a Defy with the 3 color counters plain. So this is the red wire of the watches here, the colors, okay? Then we finish with the watches, but you remember maybe the story of Charles Vermeau, who saved the El Primero back in the 70s from destruction. So the idea was to offer to the owner of the box a piece of our patrimony. So we will hide inside the box, like Charles Vermeau has hidden some components, process, tooling, whatever. We found in the attic this, what we call the die. It's a die, a matrice in French. It's the die of the clutch wheel bridge, which is one of the most emblematic components of the El Primero. Okay, this shape, it's really recognizable, and we will hide it inside the box. So the guy, each and every guy will have this, authentic from the attic. We have cleaned them, we have just added the logo, the 50th anniversary logo. It's an invitation to come to Le Locle, to visit the manufacturer, to go in the attic, to have the whole story, the whole package, the whole experience. And people will do a stamping process, a stamping ceremony by themselves. and they will stamp twice the clutch wheel bridge in original brass from the attic. And then we will screw them on a special plate with their names. One will remain with the owner, and the other will be screwed on the wall of the attics to remain as a testimony for the future. So it's a whole immersion within the manufacturer to talk about the El Primero, the High Frequency, Charles Vermeau, and so on. So that's about it.